Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. Possibly giving you a fright because I'm here on time rather than 10 minutes late. So I'll just let that settle in there. It's number 248. We missed last week, which I'll go into, and I'll go into all of the shenanigans that have been happening at the moment as it has been very shenanigan heavy. Um, and there will be lots of pauses because there's certain things I can't say. So I need to just check myself occasionally that I'm not blabbing anything. Looking spiffing, thank you. I feel terrible. I'm wearing yesterday's clothes, and I attempted to disguise my hair with this, but then I saw a big tuft kind of escaped. But I'll take it. Thank you. I do have a nice coffee. Um, woo. Oh yeah, Weird World mug, one of the big uns. Gotta have a big un mug. Um, I was looking for the Forever in Debt mug, but I think I've put it in the mug amnesty. So we just had too many mugs, which I know is wild. So I put some in a mug amnesty to see if I missed them or not, and then if not, they could get rehomed. I might do a mug amnesty post on Daggy's Cave actually, because I'm sure you'll all want some pre-used Squiddo mugs. So good morning, good morning. I was going to say before you is a broken woman, but it is not. It is a fighter. We have been. Um, I've been working my arse off. You see, so you can see the sheen in my hair there. That's not product. um, Cyber Goblin has a TARDIS mug. Excellent. Yeah, you've got to have a bigger mug than the co-workers. Established dominance. Malil is there. That's my mum. Good morning, mum. Ooh. Shall I start? I did the infamous talking to Andy last night. I said, what I don't want to do is be getting up just before the stream, but I'm not actually late, so there. Um, I was going to get up early and begin because I've been working a gazillion hours, an absolute literally gazillion. Um, and it'll all go terribly wrong at some point. It's not my pajamas; it's a shirt from the classic Primark, but it is yesterday's clothes because I'm going to be garaging. I'm going to be in the garage all day. I've fallen behind on all of my chores, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wear yesterday's clothes because then that's one less thing to wash. Yay! Um, Robert says, "Did I miss the explanation of what went down with the business centre?" You have not. The other week, so there was no show last week. It was my birthday. Um, I may have gone out on Saturday evening for my annual going out somewhere. Um, but what's the word? Brain. So there wasn't a show last week. I went into it a bit the week before, but I'm going to talk about it a lot this episode because that's mostly what's been happening. Well, mostly what I've been dealing with. There's still been a million other things happening. So firstly, thanks for coming along. I'm yawning now, obviously, to spread my yawns across the world. Just having a little look at who's in. Lots of you in there. Good morning. Um, so yeah, like I need some more of the checkered shirts. They are comforting. Give me a coffee. I haven't had many moments to stop, basically, since I last caught up with you. So I will go on to anything that's good news. There's got to be good news before I go into the horrific business centre. Yes, I do have good news. I have a bit of good. Well, there's actually a lot of good news in there, so don't be too like, oh no, I'm going to tune out. She's going to moan. I've got lots of good news amongst the horror. Mm. I did my first shift at the library. I really liked it. I've already been chatting to a bunch of the library folk and discovered the underbelly of gamers, tabletop role players that work there. So I'll be infiltrating that, no doubt. It's a pretty standard thing. They all say it's what you make of it. So in case anyone's like, "Wow, this sounds like the dream voluntary role," it's pretty much just standing around. But I am pretty good at this, and anyone that asks, I'm saying it's my community service because then it gives them like a oh okay. Um, so it is a meet and greet role. Um, and yeah, I just get to say welcome to the library, and then because they you're not pouncing on them. I'm going to learn from one of the seasoned experts this next week. Um, though I've heard is quite forward. I like to be in them. It's like trade shows, isn't it? So it's using trade show skills. If you go too forward, no one's going to want to come in because they're like, oh, that person's there asking you how your day is. But it's finding that nice little balance where you just go, good morning, and then they come and ask you a little question. And I love helping, so I got quite quickly into it and kind of just showing people where things are and showing them around. Um, and just being an extra help bod and chatting to the public. That's actually really nice. People, it's interesting to see who comes into the library. I'm really glad that I went to do it because I was worried that I'd cancel because of all the stuff that's happening. But if I cancel, I know I'd never come back, and then it'd be a source of shame that I did the induction and didn't become a volunteer. So then I wouldn't even go to the library, and it just spiral out of control, which is partly a reason why I decided to volunteer there. So I'm going to do a shift next week. I'm going to ask if I can do a short shift though, because I've been planning the week out, and it's mayhem. It's absolute like it's like pre-trade show but worse. Trying to get this move sorted. Spoiler, I'll tell you about that in a mo. Um, I also don't want to get out the habit of the weekly commitment, so I want to see if I can get a little shift in. But I really liked it, and I'm really pleased that I've gone with it because even though do not have enough hours in the day, and the idea of doing work for free somewhere entirely different seems a bit wild. I got a lot out of it, and I think the more I'm there as well, it's just going to feel like a bit of a second home, which would be really nice. And it's just a lovely place, and it ties in so well with the fact that I'm currently being massively dicked over by the council, and the library is at threat of being massively dicked over by already is being dicked over by the council, to be fair. So it's my little way of fighting back as well, which we'll go to in the mo. Although I'm not supposed to talk badly about the council. So sip time, and then I will tell you what's been happening with my eviction. What? Cyber Goblin, do you get to point to the kids all the actual fun books they might normally miss? Eventually, once I realise where they are, showing people where around and not knowing entirely where all the bits are. So I know all the stuff about whether in the history section and the military history section and the feminism section, but I have no idea the rest. Gary's heading off to Cavalier, so have a nice time. Catch up with the show we get back. Yes, excellent. That reminds me actually of another piece of good news. So I'll go into that in a sec. Ta-da. Um, I am pretty dead today. Uh, what was the other bit of good news? Yes, we made a miniature for is it the Williamsburg muster, which is on this weekend. Unfortunately, my American knowledge is terrible. It's in America somewhere, Williamsburg. Someone here will put me to shame. But it's an annual muster. And it's a gaming event, and I've been working with them secretly in the background to make their show miniature. And they had a few troubles because their venue got cancelled last minute, their hotel. So they were worrying they were going to have to cancel it and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to keep this a secret for even longer. Um, but she's really nice. It's a model of Molly Pitcher, and everyone got her over the weekend who's come into the show, which is really nice. And that was a really big deal because it was a lot that we've cast for them. So that was just really nice. And you will be seeing her around. I haven't got permission yet to share her, but it was just really nice. So I'm really glad to have supported that event. So that could be a thing if you run events. You're like, oh, wonder if we could do something with Squiddo. It's not free. Before everyone comes and goes, Germany, it's not free. But we could work something out. So that's really cool. So there's a really nice Molly Pitcher figure that we've made floating about butts. Floating about butts? No, that's Turkey Man. Um, just floating about out there in America now, which is just really cool. Like, yay, international Annie goodness, exactly. So that's happened. So they did find a new venue, and it all looks like it's been going really well. I just started following it online, like it is. Um, I could see if I looked. It just wasn't relevant to me making the thing. It's in America. I think it's Virginia. So yeah, so there was that. That was cool. Oh, bits of news. Got good news. Um, I just I just saw that my brand, my what's it? My light painting lamp that's just there is made by a company called Chesto Limited, and in my brain it translated it to Shesbestos because it looks a bit like asbestos, but Shesbestos, and then I thought, is that like a woman asbestos? That's the point that the brain's at the moment. Oh yeah, I'm doing a live stream. Oops. Hello, especially if there's new people. So the big news at the moment is that we are being evicted. I didn't do anything. As I keep telling anyone, so I've been evicted, and they're like, "What did you do?" I'm like, nothing. Um, it's now the total businesses. I keep seeing numbers between like 80 and 120 tenants that are all being evicted at once. Other business centres are for sale. I haven't actually fully checked if they're being evicted or just sold. Um, but either way, they'll be sold. No one's going to buy it to keep running it as a business centre. It's going to be developing land. This is the one where I have to be a bit careful of what I'm saying because there's lots of wheels in motion. I don't want to be a leak. Leaked. How have they got this information through someone's live stream? Oops. Um, so I'm smiling, but it's been like the most terrible time in many years. The last time that this was as stressful and terrible was when I first moved to Nottingham, which I think nearly defeated me. But it won't be as bad because I'm not moving home and office. And I learnt a lot from that move. But I knew it was happening. I didn't know it was happening this time. So having to work around that is a absolute nightmare. Um, I'm in absolutely like smash it mode, which is good, which does mean I'll have some horrific crash at some point, but it'll be fine. So the story. So I need to be careful. So the story put by it's made national news now as well. Woo! Not just the local news because there's a lot of us. So it's Lenton wheeling on this today as well. So it's Lenton Business Centre and the Marcus Garvey Centre. They're all sort of together, and they've been trying to take the Marcus Garvey specifically for years. It's all owned by the council. Um, it's I'll give you the Annie version of it all. Um, Historically, they've always been trying to get rid of it because, well, especially in the last was it the last 5 years or something, they've been really, really screwed. The council, they did put like 60 million into Robin Hood Energy that didn't work, and they just kind of went, "Let's do a little project." Oh, that didn't work. Oh well, it's just 60 million. Never mind. We'll recoup it by just selling off community centres and small business offices. So Nottingham City Council is very unpopular at the moment because it is just selling off like anything that is good and nice. So it was a matter of time. It's a matter of time before they came for us. Paige said when I announced it 2 weeks ago. On this page said, oh, I think it was in the comments afterwards, something like, "Oh yeah, when I met you last year, you were talking about I was speculating. I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I've just accepted it. Um, Part of what I do in my coping strategy is that preparing for the worst of everything. So then when it happens, you're not horrifically shocked. Just like, oh yeah, there it is. Although I've over prepared because the brain's on a million miles an hour, I at least have like simulated my reaction to it before it happens. So it's not a fresh reaction. I don't know. So we're being, oh yeah, we need to convince a Hollywood celeb to fly over, fall in love with the community, and help out. Yes, I watched those films at Christmas. Yes, that would be perfect. You know, all these little towns, really, yeah, that'd be ace. If any Hollywood celebrities are watching and would like to come over and, absolutely love the London Business Centre and Marcus Garvey, then here we go. Um, so the history of the Marcus Garvey Centre is that it used to be a rally building, the rally bike factory, which is huge. Jamie says, "Joke's on you! Awful thing. I already pre-traumatized myself." Exactly. Um, so it was a rally factory. This is me doing uh, the skimmed over version, just because there's more to it. But um, they weren't employing black people. Ah, Henry Cavill, yes, come save. No, no, I don't want Henry Cavill as a landlord though. Oh no. He doesn't care. No one cares if it's not Warhammer. Don't all get ranting in a moment. No one cares. They only care if it's Warhammer. Um, but where was I going? So Rally weren't hiring any black people, and then there was some really good campaigns. I forgot the name of the guy, which sucks. But there was some really good campaigns to. I think they stopped the export entirely of Rally to Jamaica, and put loads of heavy action onto Rally to get them to be more diverse in their employee and less racist, which they eventually had to, and then became like the biggest employers of black people in, I don't know if it was Nottingham or just like the area, but it was a big deal. And that sort of started the black community's history with the Marcus Garvey. So when it later wasn't the Rally Building, it then became the Marcus Garvey Centre, and it's become a just like a really good community hub. Um, so they do a lot of specific black events. It's just a lot of stuff around there, whether it's businesses, specific advice, resources. They do a lot of charity work in there. It's just a really nice place. It's just really nice. And the business centre that's attached, which is what I am, is aimed at small businesses to give them a bit more of a helping start and all that. I don't know, I'm more than a start now, but it's it's just like a friendly business center. So there's and a lot of the businesses there are social community businesses as well. So it's not just like cold cold-hearted businesses. So it's just a really lovely place. It's been there a long time. Um, and they've tried in the past to shut it down. They've tried with soundproofing. They've by saying, "Oh, we need to soundproof it because these new houses are being built across the road." Um, and the noise from this place that's been here a really long time, um, we can't afford to soundproof it, so we'll have to knock it down. And the community fought back, soundproofed it, and went, okay. And then another time, then, oh, the heating's broke. It's going to cost like £1 squillion to do the heating. Um, so again, they went, no, it's not. We'll get a guy to do the heating. So there's always an angle to try and get rid of it, and they've realised, and that the uproar because of its community significance is so huge. They can't just do that again. So I do feel they've gone, fire. Yes, it's a fire hazard. So last 2 weeks ago, on the live stream, I just got the letter out of the blue, no warning, that just says, "Can you get out? We need you out by the end of the month. Place is a death trap. Bye." And then I got another letter that said, "If you're not out by the 4th, we own all of your stuff, and we'll just sell it to recoup funds. So don't even think about staying here." Cheers, cheers. And I feel like I've been less impacted than some of the others because I feel I kind of came into this place knowing that it was a on a bit of a time limit. Whereas some of these have been here for decades, and they've watched all of the other community centres being shut down and resources for like ethnic minorities and all that all just being taken away, and now it's just one other thing. It'd be hard to not see it as a personal attack, even though they are attacking like everyone in Nottingham. It's just extra crappy. um, so I don't feel as affected because some of those bits aren't as relevant to me. So I feel worse for the other people basically. um, Especially with like from all that, all you get is just a letter that just says get out. You're like, wow, yeah, cool, cool. um it is the Marcus Garvey is a listed building. um I don't think our building is, but it's kind of in that like attached thing. But you can still sell it. It's the quick funds they want. So they're currently 50 million in debt from their Robin Hood Energy bit of play around with some cash. So they're trying to recoup that by selling off, yeah, everything fun and good and nice and useful. Let me have a sip of my coffee. But they're acting like they're two separate effects. They're like, there's just this mystery deficit, and we have to. Unfortunately, we're forced to do this. So yes, yes, I'm sure you are. But they haven't announced that they're going to sell it. Um, so they have announced that it's a fire risk, and as much as they'd love us all to stay, it's going to be £300,000 to make it better, but also that it needs intrusive survey work. They're not showing any. Oh, I should have gone on the news. They're not showing anyone the fire report, um, and so this 300 grand it'll take to make it fire, because obviously you don't want to be in a place that's a fire hazard. So they've got a really good angle there because they go, oh, we love it, we love everything at the Marcus Garvey, but it is a fire hazard. Um, they said intrusive survey work needs to happen, um, which involves kicking absolutely everybody out, which is mayhem, which means there's no intention of anyone ever coming back. There is, I was checking beforehand to see if this was public knowledge. There is a leaked document from the council it's been shown to some of the journalists and tenants. I can't show it, but it's a read. It is a read. So it gives the evidence that it's signed last year, and stating that they're going to get rid of the whole lot in 12 months. So by the end of this year, it's all got to be gone. It's got their whole plan of action of different options they could take, and the one about making it fireproof says that it can be done with minimum trouble to the tenants. Um, yeah, if they need the intrusive survey work, how can they know the building's a hazard? It's pretty much down to the doors. I can't remember if I told you that we had the fire door guy there like a month ago, and I was chatting to him because I said, "Oh, these doors aren't passing, are they? Are we all just going to die?" And he said, "No, it's fine." He said, "All old buildings fail the first time. It's just part of the, they weren't built to that sort of regulation, but they usually get fixed up." So he wasn't bothered. And then, yeah, a few days later, it's like, mm. So there's loads to it. There's a whole history of the council and the Marcus Garvey. Um, and to get into the whole thing would take me ages, and I'm not sure how much of some of the stuff I can say as well. So there's obviously a movement to save the Marcus Garvey and the business centre. I should have put the petition in here. If you look, did I post it in Maggie's Cave? I'll post it around the social medias after this. There's a petition. I know petitions by themselves don't do tons, but we're just trying to get them on as many angles as possible, just to put pressure on them as like, yeah. Yeah, someone who's done a proper documentary. So at the moment there's no time. We've got till 4th of March is we're gonna sell all your stuff. 4th of March. It's the 16th of February. um, there's businesses with a lot of stuff in there. So one guy has got like he does like all of the sound systems for anywhere in Nottingham, and beyond, I think. So he's got so much equipment, and there's so many intricacies of why people have chosen this place. So there's people that just have no choice. They're like, we physically cannot get our stuff out of here in time. We've got nowhere to put it. So yeah, there's all that sort of stuff. But I can't go into all of the complexities, but it sucks. Basically, it just really sucks. Yeah, they did something in 2016 when I looked for patients. Yeah, because there was already a Save the Garvey club set up, so we had to just add to that. Basically, I'm just going to have a coffee before I go into the actual. How does this affect Bad Squiddo? Mm. And the more good news, actually, hidden amongst the horror. Mm. Um, so catch my breath a moment. So they're shutting us down because it's unsafe, which it probably is, but needs work done. The work done won't cost as much as. So people have been getting quotes in to fix it, and asking for the report to help, so they can then between us as a community, we can raise some funds to fix the doors. They're like, nah, no, we don't, no, don't worry about that, no, 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 no. So the fact there's this leaked document saying that they want to just flatten it all basically by the end of the year is that's given a bit of leverage. So the tenants, we've all got together. There's a few bits in Nottingham Post. There's a bit where you can kind of see that much of my head, and a bit of Nick Ayres' bald head as well, as we're there going. Because yeah, it's obviously the main thing is the cultural significance for the Black community, but there is also a real long-standing war games community, and Nick had posted a list of all the companies that have been there over the years. and it was more than I thought. So it's got such a big war games part. And when I was thinking of a sort of catchphrase, I was like, well, any of us could be the next Games Workshop. And Nottingham are always like, look, it's Games Workshop, our proudest thing. It's bigger than fishing. So we could be another Games Workshop, but we don't have a workshop because you sold it. um, so yeah, that was my bit of a rant about it. Very contained rant. My actual off-screen rants have been a little bit swearier. But yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Duncan McFarlane did die there. I did say I was wondering because I do lovingly joke because I loved Duncan. I lovingly joke about his ghost that haunts the London Business Centre, and I'm always like, hope I'm making Ghost Duncan proud. I was like, no, but they'll demolish it. I don't know how the laws of ghosts work. So I did talk about doing a ceremonial hoovering, so I could hoover him up and then come to my new office and put the hoover on blow so I could move him along so he could come to the next place, um, which I think is definitely an option. But it's just all that sort of stuff, and like that's a really sad end of community. I'm really gonna miss North Star. Um, Obviously, any question that's have you thought of is yes, everyone's gone through every option basically. I'm really going to miss North Stars specifically because I chat to them every day. They've got a lot of staff, so they always sort of pop by on rotation in their lunch breaks and whatnot, or I'll see them in the kitchen and have a little chat. So I'm going to be back on my Todd, but this is the first time I've actually said it anywhere. I have found somewhere. Dun, dun, dun. More coffee. It's getting cold. That's why it's getting cold because I've put all milk in it. So one of the reasons I am dead and a husk um, is I have been non-stop. As soon as I got that letter, I've been in action mode, um, looking at places online, in person, phoning places, figuring out logistics of how I can sort all of the stuff. Big up to Ian at Fenris who helped me do some viewings, partly as drive, and partly just another person. Because at one point I just went proper like I cannot think anymore. And I was going almost crying to Ian, going, I don't want to make decisions. My brain is full. I can't decide anything. Well, these are all big decisions. I wasn't prepped for them. Um, Obviously, we've got Salute coming up. There's lots of smaller events coming up, like ChillCon, Lead and Steel, that I'm committed to. There's just a lot in this February, March bit, and also fun Annie things that I've either had to um, cancel or reschedule and stuff like that. And I'm in the middle of the GSPL stuff. Although EU shipping is back on, hooray! So if you're in the EU, you can now purchase. I just have to buy a load more packaging next week. So, what is happening with Bad Squiddo? I've been quite quiet regarding any sort of announcements, again, because of all the stuff that's happening, various movements and petitions and things. I kind of didn't want to give too soon, like a well, I'm out, because I'm still very much involved with helping the community to stay. But I've had to take the decision that I have to go, partly because my weird brain. I have no backup funds. Even though I'm an established business, I'm a renter with absolutely nothing in the bank. I've got no, like cushion or anything. There's zilch. So if I got into a mess with, the legalities of an eviction protest or a sit-in or anything like that, it'd almost certainly be the end of Squid, and it would probably destroy me mentally. So as much as I really want to chain myself to the radiator, I've got to get out of there. I might get out there, then chain myself to the radiator. Again, I can't tell all of the details of what is going to be happening there. But I have got a new place. So I've got a new place sorted, secured. So I'd say well done, Annie, because that is very hard to do. So many places I looked at were like, yeah, sort of, 4 to 6 weeks. We can start getting the paperwork. I'm like, no, I need to go now. And this is the problem that all the other tenants are in. So I do feel guilty, like it's all right for me. And because it's just me, but they don't have, they've got way more staff. They've got different needs to take care of. If it's community based, you can't just move it because then it's a different community. Um, so they're really struggling. I've just been partly really lucky, and partly because I've just hyper focused on it, going, I need a new office, I need a new office, I need a new office. Um, I don't want I don't want this to become a thing because you know what I mean? It's the whole thing. Oh, remember when Annie got evicted and then Bad Squiddo went downhill and then they never shipped orders ever again? No. So I just want it to be on the sort of Squiddo timeline, just this little like, oh, it'd be down, wouldn't it? A little blip, and like, what's that? I'm like, I don't know, because it's hidden in all of the success. Um, I want it to be done as soon as possible, basically. It's partly self-preservation that I know that if I got into the wrong frame of mind, I could allow it to destroy me. And it is not, because I'm so positive about Bad Squiddo at the moment. I was just getting to this really like, yeah, let's do it, and then the massive curveball. But like, no, this curveball is not going to knock me off course. It's going to do a little wiggle because it is horrible, but I'm going to ace it, and then we're going to be even better. Um, so yeah, council aren't going to end me. So they're not going to end me. So I've got a new place. Um, I really like it. It's smaller. Um, yeah, also, just especially as a because there's barely any of the people in there are web shops, and that's a whole other thing as well of trying to keep a web shop going, and you can't just be down for very long because that's such an impact. Um, so to move all of the stuff, all of the legalities of changing address, it's well, if you've moved house, it's very similar, but there's just lots of other bits with businesses as well, which you can get in trouble very quickly if you don't change the address, including your GSPR packaging. So at least I've got a bit of a head start on that, and I'm not doing it as I'm at the new place because I know that I'm moving. So I've been filling in a million paperworks, been packing already. I've done a huge amount of packing. I've been I've been packing orders. I'll talk about the Kickstarter shortly, but the Kickstarter, I packed 85 orders yesterday, which might be a world record for me anyway. Um, so I'm just trying to get as many loose ends tied up before I move so that less things can get sort of tangled in it. Because I don't want to be for months going, oh, I'm really sorry about blah, but there was a move earlier and I want to just be on. I just want to be smashing it. Um, Thank you, Robert, and the others. Yes. So we'll be smashing it, as they say. So the new place is smaller. So I've got two offices currently. It's the same size as the main office. So anyone here that's been to Squidland, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat at the moment that has. Um, the main office is the same size as the new one. But I've also got the office with all the trade show stuff, the blister packing, the trade show stuff, blister packing's a lot of stuff because it's all the boxes and all that. So I've had in order to get somewhere really quick, I've had to just go, okay, I'm going to have to make some sacrifices, but it'll save me a bit of money for a while till it drives me more insane. Because the specifications for what I need are so like I need to, and then you end up with like two options out of 1,000 offices because there's a million offices in Nottingham. And when I posted it on the Facebook, I said like, please don't send me links unless it's like a hot tip you've got somewhere that's not advertised because I have looked at them all. And if you do a quick Google, you're like, yeah, there's a million offices. You'll have no problem. They're all very small serviced offices aimed at people whose office consists of a telephone and a laptop, not loads of racking and flock and stuff like that. So in order to get somewhere secured, I just had to make the executive decision to get somewhere smaller. But I actually don't care at the moment. I'm really excited about moving. Because it's made me go, you know what, screw you, Blend Business Centre anyway. The internet's never worked properly. There's no phone signal. There's no buzzer to get in because that's another thing that they've just been running it down into the ground so that they can then say it's a fire hazard. So a lot of services that there used to be, the embuggerance by the council isn't even a second on the triumphal business growth montage in the Bad Squid of both. Exactly. Is this temporary place? I don't think so. So I'll go into the no. So the place seems lovely. It's another business place with lots of people. It's all it's a very similar sort of thing, just not owned by the council. The landlord seems like a really nice guy. There's an old die-cast model company there who I can't remember off the top of my head. RD Models, I think. Some RD, RG, like the old die-cast enamel painted models. So I'm going to go say hello to them because that's really cool. Um, it's lots of smaller offices. So what I can do later on is do what I did at Lenton and get another one. Or if one becomes freer that's a bit bigger, I could possibly move. Just move within the same building. Which was always one of the bonuses of Lenton, that if you need more space, you just kind of get an extra office because there's lots of offices in there. So I'd like to be there for a long time actually, because as long as there's nothing terrible. They're getting very shortly very super fast internet. It's like I could stream from there. How cool is that? Instead of going, oh no, I can't do anything internet wise because I'm at the office. It's so bad, the internet at Lenton Business Centre. So knowing that that's not going to be an issue is a nice relief. Knowing that I'll have a buzzer and I won't be chasing delivery guys around the yard. um, I was chasing Trans Global around the yard. RP World Models, that's the one. Have a look at what they do. So I was chasing Trans Global around the yard the other day, and it's usually they all go to this other building. Because there's two Unit 53s. There's inside Unit 53 and outside. Outside Unit 3 is, as far as I know, abandoned and is where some of my poster goes to die. So they normally phone from out there. So I was chasing him around and he said, okay, so next time I'll go up this way. I said, oh, that's fine. We're all getting demolished in a couple of weeks anyway. And he was like, oh, okay. We're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Um, so I'm looking forward to actually to that. It's taller. It's very bright. That was a huge selling point. It's very bright. You know, I love my photography. And light, because I saw a few that were pretty nicely sized, but they were basements. I'm like, no, 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 no. Um, I went to various panic stations of what are the worst case scenarios, which involved uh, using very useful storage, which isn't cheap, weirdly enough. Um, So I've got this new place. It's smaller, it's taller. So I've been working out how to build high so that I can have it not crammed and just be a bit more because I had the space before. It wasn't optimized for that. But I'm very good at organizing furniture and that interior design. That's my bag, baby. So in the background, my mind has just been rearranging all of this in a sort of Animal Crossing manner of where all the bits are going. I did a little test on putting roofs onto my blister racks yesterday, and it worked. It worked. Um, so yeah, I'm just going to build up, and I'm still going to have, and I'm going to just make a few more spaces that are multi-use. And I'm excited to see how I end up doing that. So it's going to be nice and light, but the excess stuff, so there's no access. The place has got really good loading access, but I'd need to have an office that was also down nearer that because I'm up some stairs and carrying those racks now, as has been pointed out by Great Escape Games at that attack, that I am overloading them somewhat. Where they used to be a bit heavy, it's now like, Jesus, Annie, how much stuff have you got on these? So what I would hope is eventually one of those lower offices will come through, and then I can use that as trade show storage. But that was bothering me that I'm not doing that many shows, but I was still having to pay to. So the paying to store the racks was becoming like eating way too much into trade show profits anyway. So trade show stuff's going to go in my garage because I've got a garage and I used to use it for trade show storage. And it was a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's fine. But since then, it's just became a tat hole. So today, I'm going to be in there clearing stuff out and making it, if I can access them easier, then it won't be as stressful. So I just want to give it a big reorganize, clear out. Ian, thank you again. Ian is coming tomorrow to help me take some stuff to the tip. and just get that a bit clearer so there's less. Because I'm like, well, I'm paying rent on my garage that I don't really use, so I should get my money's worth out of that. So it means I'll be paying less each month because I won't be paying for two offices. So that's a little bonus, and that should free up a bit of money if I need to get different furniture and that sort of stuff to, again, to optimize. Like the little trolley, got a little trolley here. There's an IKEA trolley that's just been calling to me. And you know, when you look at something and then it goes, oh, do you want to be a sponsored ad everywhere you look? And I keep going, everywhere, this trolley. So I did do a short trip to IKEA, and not just for the trolley, for a few bits, some boxes and things. Um, and I've got the trolley. It's right here, but it's in a flat pack, so there's no point showing you it because it's a box. I've got a little trolley. I've no idea what use it's going to be. Also means that my plants will be really happy because I've got the massive, well, massive, not by their standards, a pretty big monstera now. But also my pride and joy is this 20-year-old jade plant that I got given last year. And it's huge. And I was like, where's it gonna go? But now it's got this lovely bright area, so that's gonna be nice. So I'm looking forward to just say optimizing it. Mum can work in the same room as me again, so I keep my eye on her. Um, so I'm really positive about that. So when is that happening? Coffee break. Morning, Dave Stacey. If you've just got here, later on you can watch this from the start, and I talk about a lot of the hellness of it all. Um, I really hope there'll be some positive action. There's a lot of good points that the tenants can get the council on. There were some people at the meeting, so yeah, there is another meeting. I'm not going to say when, because just in case there's spies in here. Um, but there were some people involved that know their stuff and have previous experience of this sort of thing, so that gave me a lot of hope that they might get something together. But unfortunately, I'm just going to have to get out of there anyway. But I'm still going to be helping that side as well. I think that might be okay. I do feel a bit guilty that I am just jumping ship, but yeah, I've got to, I think. And it'd be nice if they, if they can't get it all, if they could just get the Marcus Garvey saved. That by itself would be a victory. Ideally, none of it would go. The outside buildings as well, which is that's another thing. So the outside buildings, which is where North Star have got space inside here, but it's not vital. It's just nice to have. So they're having to pack up and get out of there. But their main workshops, it's a different building. So there's a little like strip of workshops. They're more industrial than the offices. They're fine, but not. I don't think private IR onto it actually. If you've got a contact, um, so those outer buildings are apparently fine for now. The man from the council said they will certainly be safe. No, in that leaked document, it says they're definitely not safe. Um, so they're outside, so they will be staying for now. I think everyone in those outer buildings is now going, yeah, it's a maritime, we need to get out of here too. But they're not as 28 days constrained. But all those outer buildings, and there's a lot of companies there as well, they don't have any facilities. They use the Lenton Business Centre for kitchen and for toilet. So every time I see the North Star, that is pretty much lads there. They've got one lady. But whenever I see them, I go, so per 2 weeks till you've got nowhere to go to the toilet. So it says in the documents, provisions will be made. I'm like, well, if they're building a toilet block, that are they running out of time for that? So is it going to be a Portaloo dropped there? So they're going to be in. I was going to say a pun there, but I will not. They will be in it anyway. Um, and that's actually really terrible. Everyone needs a toilet, maybe two toilets, and that's a lot of people. And all I can see them doing is putting some portaloos there, which are going to get pretty grotty. So I do feel bad for Christine as the only woman down there. Maybe they'll be able to get their own locked ladies ladies or something. Um, but yeah, so they've got all that to deal with. So even though they're not getting evicted yet, they're not going to have a toilet or kitchens or anything like that, which is insane. Um, so there's all that to come. So yeah, that sucks. But on to my new office. So the plan for next week, I started typing it out yesterday. I'm just gonna have another bit of coffee because it's nearly. Ooh. Hmm. Oh, definite shenanigans. So that document is. I think I put in so much chef's kiss. It's the two chefs are kissing each other. It's that much of a chef's kiss. As Jill said, yeah, a few months the reason for closing that the toilet situation isn't hygiene compliant. Oh, we'd love you to stay, but um, so yeah, so I'm really out of everyone, I'm gonna miss North Star the most because they I always hang out with them and they're like a little. It's like being a little bit of North Star. It's nice, but I'm gonna go visit them. So my new place isn't too far away from there. But it involves public transport. You get to hear my tram tales again. Remember that, especially in lockdown. I'll be a tram user again. Um, so the keys, I get the keys on Thursday. Before then, I have to make my garage habitable for the racks. Because if I don't, and I just shove the racks in, when I go to sort them for Salute, it's going to be an absolute stress disaster of hell. So I need to clear that. Um, and so the plan. So today, clearing garage. Monday, Ian is coming, and we're going to do some tip runs, clear the garage, clear some stuff at the office. I've got loads of empty helium container canisters from shows that have just kind of piled up because I need to take them to the proper recycling because I'm good like that. So we can get those taken away. Um, he's got some bits. So Ian Fenris is affected because he uses some of my space to store his show racks. So they've all got to go back to Lincoln. So it's had a knock-on effect on him. I said if I get a big office, it'll be fine, but I haven't. So I'm like, sorry, it's got to go back to you. So he's got to figure all that out. Um, so Monday is getting that stuff clear. I think. Um, Tuesday, I haven't got it in front of me. Tuesday's more sorting anyway. Um, Wednesday's my final shipping day, I think, if not Tuesday. I need to do a proper announcement. Um, that's when I go, right, guys, I'm not shipping now because I need to pack. So I've been packing, but I've left everything to fulfill orders is out still. So that's for the last minute, so that doesn't get interrupted because I don't want to move and then just have all that to deal with and people going, where's my stuff? You have to go, remove, sorry, oh, now I'm out of this thing. Um, so I want to get as much done before then. I'll still be taking orders, but I'll just put a big sign up that's like it'll just might be in like another week or something. Because I'm trying to get the collection set up at the new place, and that's just a paperwork circle nightmare. Going, yes, I need the collection moved to here, but you're not registered to here. But I will be. But now I filled it. You need to fill in this paperwork, but the link is purple because I've already clicked it and filled that paper, and it's just like doing that at the moment. So there'll probably be a gap where I just can't post stuff. Um, if I am sorted and I haven't got post sorted, I will be able until the 4th of March to go back to London Business Centre and leave my post there or go to a post office. So that's ideal if everything's sorted. But I might just be like neck deep in stuff and need to sort that out. So I just give a bit of a heads up. So if you do want stuff, get the orders in now. Also, it's the 10th anniversary of Bad Squiddo. And last week was my birthday. I am 35 and Bad Squiddo is 10 years old. So it's been a big chunk of my adult life. And 5 years of that was the Dice Bag Lady. So it really has been my life. So if you use the code Happy Birthday in capitals, one word, you get 10% off, which quite a lot of people have used. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, I never did like a birthday stream or anything. I did go out, so did my annual going out last week, and I was up on the Sunday, but I needed to go back and nap because I may have had a couple of ales. Um, So yeah, if you do want to order, pop it in. It's good. It helps get me some cash monies. Oh, hang on. Oh, got a nail, a broken nail. It's like, yay, happy birthday, thank you. It's good to see you along. Are you normally lurking, or is this your first time in a while? Um, so where am I at with things that need to happen? Kickstarter. So I packed 85 Kickstarters yesterday. Uh, Potentially, oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not going there today. I'm not going there today. My goal is to get them out by Wednesday, absolute latest. The rest of them. So the ones, if you got a shipping notification yesterday, it means they will be shipping on Monday. I'm going to get the rest out, say before Wednesday, uh, by Wednesday, basically. So I've done a Kickstarter update where I say it's not going to affect the Kickstarter. It will a little bit, because if you're the odd person where I realised that I forgot to get the extra bit in, like there was something missing on there, or um, something being waiting on, or forgot to order the cast of, or something like that, that'll get caught up in having to wait a little bit extra, but barely. There are people I'll message individually, so there's not many brain, not, yeah, barely any affectedness. And I'm pretty chuffed with myself that I'm making sure that that's out, because again it'll just drag on otherwise. And I've got them here, so let's get them out. I like doing the little cards rather than the bigger cards, because I can use some of the smaller packaging, which is easy for stacking and stuff. So I might do smaller cards next time. I'll see what you think when they arrive. They're just quite cute, actually. I like putting them in. Um, so I've been Kickstart posting like a beast, normal posting like a beast. I've had a nice chunk of orders in, so thank you, and I've been packing them like a beast. There were a few bits that I totally forgot that I needed to order for restock, to fulfill some of those, either orders um, or Kickstarters. And a caster who doesn't normally work on Fridays actually came in this Friday in order to get it to me, so I've got them for early next week. Yes. So it is spinning a million plates, and I'm bossing it. I am bossing it, and I'm very proud of that. I will crash horrifically, but if I can just keep spinning the plates till then, that will help. I do have the week after Salute booked off with my boss, because a bunch of the friends that I made in Ghent are all coming over for Salute. So I've gone, you know what, I'm clearing my diary. I'm going to hang out with you after this, show them around Nottingham, do some fun games and all that. So that's sort of my booked in sort of crash. I've done my week plan for next week, and Sunday it just says die. So I might be allowed to just die on Sunday, but I'm going to aim to do a show and then die, because I can tell you about the move. So the keys are Thursday. Going to check around. Then I'm going to get back to packing all of the blister packs. And then Saturday is the big move day, and I've got a team loaded up already. And I've been trying to plan how the team are going to work at the 2 locations and the vans, and to get all the stuff. So I've been doing like all of this, and it's been absolute mayhem. But I'm really proud of myself, and I know it sounds like I'm boasting, but it would have been easy for me to just go into a total melt and this will be terrible. But I'm really pleased that I've managed to just, like, it's got that particular point of my brain. I've gone, let's do this. Let's get this out there. Let's get that done, and then get back to doing what we're supposed to do, which is the research. The research for doing and getting the stuff. Oh yeah, maybe I could get the stuff to Alan as well. Um, to make a proper move on with these women of World War II resistance. Yes. Because that is the thing, I don't have a team. I do. It's weird because I do. I feel like I'm sort of being a bit weird when I say I don't have a team, because I obviously do. But I am in control. I have to do all of this. But I do have a very good support network of friends that are going to help me out. So they're going to help me with the moving, which is ace. That there's people that are all just like really wanting to help, which is great. And all of the people who work for us, or for me, they're not existing, but they're not also having to worry about moving, because they're all working from home. So we've got, oh, Lil is from me. Thank you, Lil. Thank you, Lil. And Jill. Yeah, it could, and it's made me really happy just how many people have offered help or just been like, yeah, you can do this, and I'm really trying for it to, not to be this negative and or to come on stream and just be like, oh, this sucks, and it does suck. It's hit me a few times because I've been in survival mode, and a few times I've stopped and gone, this is so rubbish. Um, like I'm very accepting, like stuff happens. But I think the main annoyance with this is that it doesn't have to happen. It is the council screwing over people, that's the really sad bit. And some communities that are going to, be really impacted by this, which is why I'm still fighting the good fight, but also going. But then if it is saved, there's a bit more space for those other companies to run to spread into as well. So I'm sure they won't be that bothered about it. Um, that's the majority of the news, I think. The news at 10. So I've got to do a big load of garage sorting, but it'll be nice. It'll be almost like being outside. I haven't done that very much. I can't remember what day it was. I went to go and look out in the garden. I need to see if any of my bulbs have come up because I haven't seen my garden in a while. Um, oh, Andy's awake. Andy's awake. And I actually, what day was it? Friday? Yeah, Friday I came home a bit earlier. Said to Andy, I'm just gonna like spend some time in this house that I live in. I've not seen in a while. And did a bunch of chores and sorted the pegs out because I'm still sorting. Carol's still on her daily, twice a day medication for arthritis. She's getting a bit smaller. It's just be weighing her a bit more, I think, as well. Also, oh yeah, this was because we missed a week. I discovered there's a creature called the biostrip fairy. I know I did talk about this, I think. Um, but I've got it in front to show you. So if you leave models out overnight next to a pot of biostrip, the fairy comes and then strips it for you and then scrubs it and leaves it out, which is really nice. So at some point in between all this madness, I'm going to paint this. It's all in pieces. Is it Ralph? I get Ralph and Rackham mixed up. I think it's Ralph Arthur. Rackham, no, it's Rackham 99. There we are. Um, so the biostrip fairy stripped this for me, which was quite nice. So there's the main bit because it's never going to focus. The lights, it's like there's actual daylight, which is why it's a bit sharper today. There is its base. There's its base with all the skeletons. Do you know what it is yet? Phil says I get the biostrip fairy you're hearing moving around, not Andy. I have never seen them in the same room together. Ah, the back of this is very cool. I'm still waiting for someone to guess. Um, oh no, not the biostrip goblin. So this is the back of the throne. Who's the throne going to be for? Look at that. That's wicked. It's very Bosch. Is it a vampire throne? No. Close. Close. That's part of the wing that goes on it. Wing goes with it. Just says bound to be ghouls. It's put the leg on there, mate. Yes. Hang on, he's got a separate leg. I'll just hold it up without the leg. The Ghoul King, King of the Ghouls, who sits upon his throne, his massive metal throne. So at some point I'll be painting that guy up. I've still got the weird penis head thing to paint. There's a lot of things on the little desk, and I'm wanting to, but I just say there's just no. My time at the moment is almost scheduled to the minutes. As I say, it is 11 o'clock, so that is me having to go now and sort this garage out, and I've just got to keep going, um, and I'll boss it. And I'm really looking forward to my friends helping out, helping with this move is ace, and it all's just like uh, not proof, validation that what I'm doing is good and people really like it. The fact that people want to help and all that, it's just a really nice community and really good. And yeah, I'm not going to let it drag me down. Gonna beast it. So yeah, if you want to order, remember to use the old happy birthday code, which gets you 10% off. And it will be shipped like tomorrow or Tuesday, depending how long we're at the tip on Monday. Also, oh yeah, another thing. Also, right, I use a box for my A3, mostly the A3, sometimes the A4 backdrop books, because they're quite heavy. I need something to lean them on. Because I'm having to keep everything in, as small, multifunctional as possible. I was trying to figure out how I could do that in the new place because I might have the photography bench as an emergency packing bench as well. So when I have loads, like if I have a Kickstarter, I can just move the board off and use that and have it on wheels so I can move it around. Um, and then I realised that the pegboards that I've got, the IKEA ones, you can get attachments to put them onto the table. So then I can just lean the backdrop book against that. And I've got a spare pegboard, so I just need to get the little bits. So I said to Ian, "Oh no, we'll have to go back to IKEA. Oh no, meatballs." Didn't get meatballs last time because I was in such a like catatonic thing of like, "Oh no, I just need food immediately." We didn't get as far as IKEA for the food. I also found those clips that you put like perspex sneeze guards and stuff on with. So it's a nice little chance to upgrade some bits. So there's lots of cool stuff. Um, yeah, keep an eye out. So again, buy stuff. Happy birthday code, 10% off. Sign the petition if you can see it. I'll share it around. I'll do another share around. Um, and well, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out in the news. If you see any articles, share them around. If you spread some awareness, and hopefully we can actually kind of metaphorically hit the council in the face and go, no, you're not having it. We're gonna own it. Well, not me because I'll be gone. But yeah. Thank you. Look, see, positive. I'll turn the camera off and go. No, I won't. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go in the garage and then go. Oh, there's more crap in here. And I thought, and they've been using it as a bin in rainy weather, like throwing boxes in there instead of like cutting them down and putting them in recycling. So I need to kind of sort through all that and avoid all the massive spiders. Thank you. I will see you all online. Keep an eye out. So if it's a bit quieter, it's just because it's me running around doing all that. So thank you, you're all ace. If you haven't done your pledge manager, double check because I've still left the pledge manager so you can do that. There's a few last night after the update. I was like, I see you, I see you. You saw the update and gone, oh crap. So yeah, double check if you have not done that. I will try not to die, and hopefully I will see you here live on Sunday.